it's Mena. In today's video, I'm going to do my top 10 things that are too much for my liking. Now, I watched YouTube and I picked some treats that look extremely too much for me. Like, they'll probably give me canker sores and cavities. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like sweet things, I like really sweet candy. I like sour candy. I love ice cream, I love brownies, I love cookies, I love chocolate. I like a lot of sweet stuff, but here's some stuff that looks way too sweet for my liking. And just a disclaimer, if you guys don't think these are that sweet and you really like them, that's completely fine. I'm not saying I hate these treats. I pretty much never tried any of these treats, but I wouldn't make them because I wouldn't really be able to eat them. But I'm going to get started. And number one on my list would have to be Slutty Brownies. So basically what these are is they're brownies with a cookie layer, and then you've got like cookies, Oreo cookies in the cookie layer, and then you got a brownie on top, and then you top it with a chocolate ganache. Now, I do love chocolate ganache, I love brownies, I love Oreos, and I love cookies, but those look way, way, way too sweet for me. I do like things that are pretty sweet, but I just wouldn't be able to eat those because I'd probably get sick, and I'd probably get some really bad cavities from like the cookie, the Oreo, and the brownie, and the ganache. That's a lot of sweetness. Number two on my list would have to be Oreo stuffed chocolate chip cookies. Now, I've been watching videos on how to make these actually, and to be honest, I probably wouldn't want to make these because there's no way I was going to be able to eat those myself because they look really big, they look really sweet. I mean, I do love Oreos and chocolate chip cookies, but I just don't think I'd be able to eat a combo like that. And I've actually had a friend who made Oreo stuffed chocolate chip cookies, and she said, with her sister, and she said she didn't really like them either. She thought they were too much too. Number three on my list would have to be cookie dough brownies. Now, I do love Ben & Jerry's ice cream, which is half-baked, and for those who don't know what half-baked is, it's chocolate ice cream and vanilla ice cream combined with cookie dough and with globs of cookie dough and fudge brownies. That is like one of my favorite Ben & Jerry's ice creams of all time. I really love it. I just probably wouldn't try cookie dough brownies because those are too much. Those look too much for me. So I've found different ways to make cookie dough brownies. You can just bake the cookies and the brownies. Well, you just get cookie brownies. But then I found another recipe where you just bake the brownies and then you add an egg-free cookie dough. You can make like the egg-free cookie dough from scratch, and then you put like a chocolate glaze on top of that. I just wouldn't make that because there's no way I'm going to be able to eat that myself. Now, I do love cookie dough and I love brownies, but I don't know how I'd be able to eat that. But what's weird is I love half-baked in that it has cookie dough and brownies in it, but I just wouldn't eat plain cookie doughs and brownies just together. That'd be too much. Even though I do eat it in half-baked, I just wouldn't eat it like by them, eat them together. Okay, I don't know if that made any sense, but at least I tried. Anyway, back to the next one. Number four on my list has to be Rolo stuffed cookies, chocolate chip cookies. So basically, what these are is they're chocolate chip cookies, and inside they have Rolos. So Rolos, for those who don't know, if you don't sell Rolos in your country, Rolos are like a chocolate candy that have caramel inside. They're really good. If you've never tried Rolos, I suggest you really try them. They are so good. But I would not eat Rolos stuffed in a chocolate chip cookie because those look way, way too much for me. I mean, I've already watched because you got the cookie, which already has chocolate chips in it, and then you got a Rolo, which is chocolate, and then you have caramel in it. That is just over the top for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I love caramel, but I wouldn't eat caramel inside of a chocolate chip cookie. Number five on my list would have to be cookies and cream brownies. Actually, I did make cookies and cream brownies. I got a recipe off the Betty Crocker side, and the way I made mine was I crushed up some Oreos, put it inside of the brownie batter. This was way before I discovered, This is before I discovered making brownies from scratch. I used to buy box mix brownies all the time, but to be honest, I don't really like box mix brownies that much. I feel like they're too crusty for my liking. I prefer them homemade from scratch. They taste so much better. Well, that's just my own personal opinion. If you guys like box mix brownies and you think they're better than homemade brownies, then that's completely fine. We all have different tastes. Like, there's a lot of people that like box mix cookies or cookies from store-bought cookie dough, but I don't think they taste that good, and I personally think cookies taste way better from scratch. Gosh, but if you disagree with me on that, that's completely fine. Alright, so anyway, back to this. So I actually have made this before, and we did have it, and I think we had some half-baked with it, and that was way too much for us. I mean, we already had cookie dough brownies, like with because the brownies have like pieces of cookie in it, and then you have vanilla frosting on top, and then you top it off with crushed cookies. That is like over the top. That is way over the top. I really don't know how I ate that, but I did. I actually made it when my mom had a friend over for dinner, and he wanted some dessert. Number 6 on my list would have to be a s'mores pie. Now, I love s'mores, but I wouldn't eat it in a pie. It's just you got like so much sweet there. Like, you have to put a lot of chocolate in there with a graham cracker crust, and then you have to have like either I don't remember what you put if it's regular marshmallows or a marshmallow fluff. But I think you do use a marshmallow fluff. But I don't know how I'd be able to eat marshmallows and pie. And honestly, I don't really like pie that much. It's just something I really would not eat. But I do like apple pie. I think apple pie is pretty good. It's just not really my favorite. I just wouldn't really eat s'mores in pie. It's just like looks over the top sweetness for me. I don't know how my teeth can handle it. Like, I do kind of have sensitive teeth to when I eat too much sweets. Like, I do sometimes get cavities if I overdo it. Number 7 on my list would have to be peanut butter edible cookie dough. Now, I did make edible cookie dough. I made birthday cake flavored, and I loved it. It's like one of my favorite cookie doughs of all time. But I would never make peanut butter edible cookie dough because, to be honest, I'm not the biggest peanut butter fan. I mean, I do love peanut butter. I do like peanut butter. Like, I like it sometimes. Like, I love it in candy, and I like it plain. I prefer Jif peanut butter. I don't know. Does anybody else think Jif is the best peanut butter? Well, if you guys don't like Jif, then that's completely fine. Anyway, but I do like Jif peanut butter. I think it tastes way better than any other peanut butter brands I've ever tried. But I probably wouldn't eat it in cookie dough because this cookie dough is loaded with peanut butter flavored cookie dough, and then you got Reese's Pieces, and then you got Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, and then you have Reese's Peanut Butter Chips. That is too much peanut butter for me. I don't know if I'd be able to eat all that. Number 8 on my list would have to be Oreo Macarons. Now, I'm not the biggest Macarons fan. I've actually made Macarons one year. Actually, I made macarons last year for Valentine's Day. I hated making macarons for Valentine's Day. They were way too, they were hard. You have to whip the egg whites for like a certain amount of, okay, so I'm going to tell you really quickly. I'm going to try to go fast so this video doesn't get too long. Anyway, so you have to whip the egg whites until they get really stiff peaks. And then you have to, and then what you do is you add in the sugar to the egg whites, and then you whip them until you get like really extremely stiff peaks, like they're supposed to be able to stick to your mixer. And then you have to mix together some almond flour and powdered sugar, and then you pour it into the mixture, and then you can add food coloring to the macaroons. I forgot to say that. You can add food coloring to the macaroons if you want some color to it. And then the thing is, after that you have to like mix the meringue. You have to be careful when you're mixing the meringue, and it takes a really long time to get it to the right consistency. You have to get it to the consistency so it'll flow off the spatula like magma. Because the mixture should drip slowly down from your spatula. So yeah, it just takes, the macarons are a pain in my opinion. It's just they take a lot of patience, which sometimes I don't have. So these macarons are made with the same way as a normal macaroon, and then you add like Oreo crumbs to the mixture. And those look really sweet, to be honest. I mean, and then I think you add like, I forgot what you add. You add like some cream in between the macarons, and I think it's like Oreo cream. That looks a bit too much for my liking. I mean, I love Oreos in dessert. I love Oreos, like I love Oreo truffles. I like Oreo ice cream. I like plain Oreos. I just wouldn't really eat it in macarons. Number 9 on my list had to be cake batter marshmallows. Now I like marshmallows. They're one of my favorite things to eat, especially in s'mores and s'mores dip and Rice Krispie treats. But I wouldn't really eat them with cake that are flavored with cake batter. Even though I do like cake batter ice cream, I just wouldn't personally eat marshmallows with cake that taste like cake batter. And here's a fun fact: do not add, I probably wouldn't recommend adding cake batter if you like extremely fluffy marshmallows. They kind of deflate. The cake batter kind of deflates them for some weird reason. But if you like cake batter, then the taste of cake batter, then go ahead. I personally think that'd be too much because cake batter is extremely sweet, and then you already have sugar in your marshmallows. That is a lot of sugar. Number 10 on my list would have to be s'mores ice cream cake. So basically what this is, it's a cake with vanilla ice cream, and then you have graham crackers, and then you have so it's a cake, and then you have a layer of vanilla ice cream, and then you have a layer of graham crackers, and then you have another layer of vanilla ice cream, and then you have another piece of chocolate cake on top, and then you add some marshmallow fluff, and then you add some mini marshmallows, and you can toast the mini marshmallows if you like. But that looks really sweet for me because I do like s'mores, but I probably wouldn't have it with cake on top. I probably wouldn't have marshmallows on top of a chocolate cake, and then having vanilla ice cream and then graham crackers. That looks kind of too much for me. I don't know if I'd be able to eat that tall cake. Okay, so yeah. Now don't get me wrong, I like s'mores, but I just wouldn't eat them all together. Okay, so those are my top 10 treats that are too much for my liking. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!